Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Alrighty, so it is Wednesday, February 22nd, 8:30 p.m. and it is Wednesday with Dr. Wallach, and we're so happy and proud to have him here today and everything that he's done for mankind and animals and aquariums and everything all over the world. And we're just so blessed to have you here tonight, and we would like to have you do about 10 minutes of introduction, what you want to talk about. We have a few minutes of questions.
Okay, good.
Yep. And we'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I've got this participant thing up here in front of me, so I don't know if that's covering the screen or what. Becca, what is this participant thing that's taking up the screen?
We do see you, Doc. We can see you.
Yeah, but I can't see.
Click off screen.
There you go. Now you got it. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just so very, very proud and happy to be with my wonderful family. We have so many people that are involved, and of course, Pam and Dave and Laura. It's just wonderful. We do have a new book. It's only been out for about 10 days. It's 75 years track, okay, from, when I was like 9 years old and until now, okay. It covers a lot of diseases that we have found preventions and cures for, okay. And there's two contributors that everybody will know, okay. One is Pat Boone, very famous singer and entertainer, and the other one is Danny Glover, another comedian, and so forth. And Pat Boone, he has an introduction in here, and he talks about he had all kinds of health problems, especially in his bones and joints and knees. And the doctors took part of his knee out of his right leg, and they were going to do a double knee replacement. And he was watching TV, and he saw me being interviewed on TV, and I was talking about my relationship with Andy Young, who was an ambassador to the United Nations for the United States, and he was also, I think, the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. And Andy Young was going to have a double knee replacement, and Martin Luther King III and I had been working together, and Martin Luther King III said, "Hey, Andy, before you get to surgery, try what Wallach's going to say." And so Andy Young said, "Sure, why not?" And so we got him on. At that time, we had the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, okay, and we had the collagen peptides. We had the glucogel, which is our first collagen product, and I, got him on it. And let's see, in 2 months' time, he was totally without any joint problems. We had reversed the whole thing. And of course, Pat tells a much greater story than I did. I just gave you a short version of it. So he tells a story with what went on with Andy Young and his knees and so forth. And then it's just very, very exciting. And then let's see here, Danny Glover. It was one of those things where he's a man of color, a black guy, and he a comedian and entertains all around the world and travels a lot. And he had some problems with seizures and that kind of thing. And so I helped him with that. And one of the things he did was get a hold of my book. We're talking a long time ago, Black Gene Lies, okay, because he's a person of color. And he was noticing that I was saying that there's no genetic diseases in Black people. There's no autoimmune disease in Black people. It's all nutritional deficiencies. And he was starting to share that with his friends and get people healed who were supposed to have genetic diseases that couldn't be healed. And so he has a big section in the book here. And so it's really, really a great thing to have this book available, because it covers, I don't know, maybe 40, 50, 60 diseases that we've gotten rid of just by doing our research and getting products out there for it. So this is available now. If you buy 10 of them at one time, you get a nice discount. I would do that. And of course, we have right now, we got a few days left. We got about a week left in the month, which is let's see here. This is the Black History Month. Okay, February, Black History Month. And so we're very, very proud of that. And so This book is good all year, even though it's Black History Month. This book is all good all year. Okay, goes into all the diseases said to be genetic in the Black community, which are not. And we got into that because of all these Black women who were dying during pregnancy and dying within a few months after they delivered their babies, and at 3 to 5 times the rate of white women. And there's also, it's a gene thing with the Black women. No, it's because of their diet. And Danny Glover recognized this, and so he's making a big thing out of this book now, which should go around the world, you know, Black gene lies, and let's save as many people as we can, because the truth is good for white people, Black people, yellow people, red people. Yellow people, it doesn't matter. It's just like horses. You know, I'm a veterinarian as well as a physician. In horses, it doesn't matter if they're a palomino, if they're white, or if they're a paint. Okay. Inside, underneath the skin, they're all the same. Same way with human beings. We're all the same. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. And this was the reason why we did this book. Okay. Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. And this is a summary of my big thesis, which I did for a $25 million study, NIH, National Institutes of Health. And make a long story short, we replaced the genetic theory with epigenetics. Very, very proud of that. And so, you know, there's all kinds of things we have to go into. Hell's Kitchen tells the transition from wood as fuel and coal as fuel. We're using the wood ashes and coal ashes as fertilizer because they were minerals for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And then when we went to electricity, we didn't have the wood ashes and coal ashes anymore, and everything in our health just went crazy, especially because we had the dams. We had the dams, and when we had the dams, it shut off the floods, and everybody was happy about that. But it shut off the floods in the spring to the bottomland, and we didn't have silt anymore to plow in. And as a result, the bottomland was useless because we had all those dams now. And the U.S. Senate came out in 1936 with U.S. Senate document 264 and said, this is the U.S. Senate, 1936, our farm soils in America no longer have sufficient nutritional minerals in it to ensure long and healthful human life. Now, what does that tell you? You better be supplementing. There's no way you can eat well. And doctors say, oh, don't waste your money on vitamins, minerals, just eat well. Those doctors should have their licenses taken away and put in jail when they say stuff like that, because you cannot get what you need from your food. Even the U.S. Senate said it in 1936. So with that, I think I've taken up my 10 minutes here, or pretty close to it. And so I'm going to turn it over to Pam and Dave in case our, to Laura, whoever has the questions here. So we have about 10, 15 minutes worth of questions.
I would like to ask, I have a friend that I just was speaking with, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She's over 250 pounds, and her husband just lost a toe, and so he's got diabetes. So if you could cover those two, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, well, diabetes is easy. Diabetes is a simple nutritional deficiency. No bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, no oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. And also carbonated water have to go. No sugar. And then I'm assuming he's going to weigh about 200 pounds or so. He needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dose everything twice a day. He needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And then he needs 2 bottles a month or sweeties. He can take 3 of those twice a day. But if he's on medication for his diabetes, do not cold turkey off the medication. But as the blood sugar comes down by actual measurement, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. Usually within 2 to 6 weeks, you'll be off the medication, but you have to stay on the program forever. Okay, how long you need oxygen forever? How long you need the 90 essential nutrients forever? How long is he gonna need the sweeties forever? Okay, and then the wife, okay, she's 250 pounds. She has, I apologize, what kind of cancer?
Stage 4, and they said it's gone all through her.
Is it breast cancer, colon cancer? What has she got?
They said it's all through her.
I'm sorry?
Fourth stage, all through her, they said.
Okay, I'm not getting what type of cancer it is. Stage 4 just means it's in all over the place.
That's it. They said it's all over the place, and she is on morphine, and she almost gave up.
Okay, well, we can help her, but we can't guarantee her a cure. When you have stage 4, the cancers in her liver and her lungs and kidneys and brain and, all over the place, colon, depending, breast, who knows where it came from because they're not telling us where it started. And it's one of those things where if they're saying she's only got weeks or months to live, we might get her 2 years. Okay. But we're not going to guarantee her a cure when you have stage 4 cancer. This is heavy duty stuff. Okay. But at 250 pounds, we want her to get rid of all the bad foods, which drive the cancer. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, oats, no sugar, no buckwheat, no carbonated drinks of any kind. And then we want her 250 pounds to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. We want her to support her immune system. So we want her to have 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they're going to help her build the bone marrow, which is where you get your antibodies, where you get your white blood cells to go and kill and eat the cancer cells. All right. And then we also want her to have the collagen peptides, which will help do the same thing. A scoop of that with her morning drink, scoop of her evening drink. We want her to also take, gosh, we have so many products. We want her also to, if she has pain, okay. We do have topical pain relief. We do have things like, what else would you suggest, Laura?
About Fucoid Z?
Fucoid Z, that would be good. Yeah, Fucoid Z. Fucoid Z is from the seaweed, off the shores of Australia. But we would also say Fucoid Z or capsules. I take 3 of those twice a day just for prevention. We also have Z Radical, which is a liquid. She may prefer the liquid in the stage she's at, and she can take an ounce of that twice a day, be 2 quarts a month of the Z Radical, which is legendary for supporting the immune system. And then, give us more information. Have her call in, or you guys get more information from her and call us so we can be more specific, okay? And
I did talk to her a little bit about, she has this craving for sweets so much. And I said to kind of replace it with a protein and salt until it tastes sweet.
okay, well, the Z Radical is going to help her when she has a craving for salt. This is her body's, it's called pica, P-I-C-A. Her body's saying, you're minerally deficient. Give me something here. I want some salt. And that's why people crave salt when they're minerally deficient. And so that's why she needs these minerals. That's why she needs 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs a month. She needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, 2 canisters of the collagen peptides. And of course, we want her to have the liquid Z Radical, an ounce of that twice a day. It's 2 quarts a month. Or she could have the Fucoid Z, 2 bottles a month. Take 3 of those tablets twice a day. I do that just for prevention. Okay. But you have to stay away from all the bad stuff, because bad stuff will continue to drive the cancer faster and faster and faster. Don't say, well, I got cancer, I can do whatever I want now. No, I wouldn't do that, because you might be able to get another couple of years, okay, in a functional way.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. And Laura, you have a question next?
Yes, I do. And thank you for that. So, Dr. Wallach, earlier you mentioned about, as you have said several times, that doctors should get a fine, right? Or they should go to jail. So I was wondering, with your success, the success that you've had over the years in regards to bringing things up to speed, bringing nutrition up to speed. You've introduced selenium in baby formula. That's one of the many successes. So isn't it possible to do something to handle this? Because doctors are, from what I understand, they are actually trained to, obviously they're trained to prescribe medications, but they're not trained in nutrition. So can something be done about that?
Well, we have books. I have 21 best-selling books. I'm going to have 3 more best-selling books here in a couple of weeks. This is one. There's 2 more coming. Okay, this is, the Wallach Revolution. We have 2 more coming. We have books like It's All in Your Head. Doctors don't know there's such a thing as osteoporosis of the skull. They're not trained for that. When I've had patients go ask them, their doctor, their family physician, have you ever heard of osteoporosis of the skull? Well, who told you that? There's no such thing. There's never been a report on osteoporosis of the skull. They have no earthly idea. There's 37 different diseases you can get from osteoporosis of the skull. And so this is why we have the books out there for the general public to read. And of course, I do, like you say, I'm doing this thing here with Pam and Dave and Laura. I do my own stuff on Monday through Friday, noon to 2. Okay. And so people all over the world get to hear me. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be talking to the Philippines. On Friday night, I talk to Australia. And, you know, it's all over the place. And so there's no reason why doctors can't get this information. But they're happy because insurance pays for the prescriptions, where it helps the patient or not. If the doctor prescribes it, insurance will pay for it. And this is a very, 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 very sad issue because it allows doctors to pile on the nutrition. No, it helps the doctors, it allows the doctors to pile on the prescriptions. Okay, because insurance pays for it, and the patients don't complain because insurance pays for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been paying for insurance all my life, and now they have to step up to the plate and pay for all this, you know, all this prescriptions that my doctor wants me to have, and insurance pays for it. Okay, and so this is a sad situation. In any other industry, it would be all over with. It'd all be in court every second. But in the medical profession, people just want to be pain free. The doctor says, well, you've only got a couple of months to live, but we can make you pain free. Okay, thank you. Well, that doesn't cut it with me. Okay. Okay. And so it's really a sad thing, but the fact that there's insurance there has been one of the very negative things when it comes to the actual practice of medicine and whether or not they want to get a cure for the disease, prevention for the disease. Why get a prevention when insurance pays for treatment?
Right. I got you. All right.
Okay. Okay. And so any more questions? We got a couple more minutes here.
Well, I do have a question in regards to a girl. I told you that she was in a car accident and the baby was in the car. They had to have the jaws of life. And so they're still dealing with some broken bone issues. What would you say for somebody with broken bones?
And this is in the baby or the mother?
Both.
Oh, well, the mother, you know, she needs a 90 with the MSM, collagen peptides, vitamin D3. The baby needs our kids toddy. Okay, kids toddy. And we do have liquid collagen. Okay, I'd go that direction. And so and also the EFAs, but don't forget the kids toddy. And you need the EFAs, puncture those little soft gel capsules and squirt them in the kid's toddy. If the kid is having 3 or 4 meals a day, one of those meals needs to be at least one of the meal, maybe 2 of the 3 or 4 meals could be kids toddy. Okay. And it's going to give that baby what it needs to help rebuild the bones if there's a fracture. Okay. If the mother is in trouble, okay, and has fractures, and the mother has a history of breastfeeding that baby, then that probably won't work because she's funneling all those minerals to repair her fractures, and she's not going to get the minerals into the baby. So if she wants to continue breastfeeding, that's fine, but she's got to really ramp up and take the 90, take the MSM, take the collagen peptides, take the vitamin D3, and make sure in addition to the breast milk, the baby's getting at least 1 meal a day of the kid's toddy. If the baby's on Infamil and Similac, again, make sure that 1 meal a day is the kid's toddy. Don't forget the EFAs and the EFA pluses. And that's going to speed up the healing of fractures. Okay.
Awesome. Great information. Thank you. And what about somebody with thyroid cancer? They've had it radiated, it's gone, and she's been on every single thyroid medication. She's exceeded every single new one that out there, and she can only have brand, and she talks with, you know, with a hoarse voice. So can we support the thyroid after it's been?
Well, if it's been totally radiated, we don't know how much functional thyroid tissue is left, but we do have things like Ocean's Gold. which is a thyroid product. We have Fucoid Z, which is a thyroid product. And again, Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, MSM, vitamin D3, all that stuff to help rebuild. And it just depends if there's, if they took out half the thyroid because the cancer's on one half and they radiate it, but there's still some functional thyroid, then that's good. But you still have to take the Ocean's Gold, which comes from one ocean, and the Fucoid Z, which comes from the other ocean. And I take 3 of those twice a day of each of those. And I don't have a thyroid problem, but I'm taking them for prevention. Okay.
Yes. I appreciate that. And I was one of those people that the doctor told me it was all in my head, and I just couldn't understand it. So, and I do love the Ocean's Gold and the Z Radical. And I used to use their pig stuff. And so I find great joy in having both the Ocean's Gold and the Z Radical for my thyroid issue.
Okay.
Anybody else have a question? Anybody else?
I have a question.
Fantastic.
This is Dan. I've been reading about omega supplements, and I'm taking yours, and I see that a lot of them are starting to add omega-7. You know anything about that?
I've never heard of omega-7. I only know of omegas and omega-3s. Okay.
Right.
And so I'll have to look up the omega-7. I'll get back to you on it. But
Yeah,
if you take the our omegas, okay, that's our EFAs and our EFA pluses, which are omega-3s. Okay, I take 3 of each of those twice a day. And I'm 83 years old, going on 84. I don't have any history of blood clots and anything like that, or strokes or anything. I don't have any asthma. I don't have any bronchitis. I don't have any respiration problems because I'm taking these nutrients. I've been taking them since I was 9 years old. Okay, I cured myself when 20 different doctors couldn't cure me. And they were going to put me in a hospital/prison that was because I was hurting people, and they couldn't figure it out. 20 doctors couldn't figure it out, so they were going to put me in this thing. And so on Friday night, my mother and dad are packing my clothes. They could take me to this hospital prison on Monday. And on Saturday morning, I throw out my Cheerios and my oatmeal and my Wheaties to the chickens. And I went up to the barn and I started taking our alfalfa pellets that were fortified with vitamins and minerals for our calves. And to make a long story short, in 3 days' time, I cured myself after 5 years of suffering. It's called Tourette syndrome today. Back then, they didn't have a name for it. Okay. And so when I was 9 years old, I knew that doctors didn't know much about nutrition. And so that's what got me interested in it when I was 9. And it's only gotten better and better and better. We've raised armies of people all over the world, in every country in the world, not every country in the world, but 80 countries in the world. We've raised armies. And now we want you to include kids. Okay. We're talking about kids. Okay. Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brownies, Future Farmers of America, 4-Hers. We want kids coming in there, and we want them to get the book Wallach Street for Kids, and learn how it's written in the 6th grade reading level, how to build a YOUNGEVITY business. And by the time they're 14 years old, they'll be able to pay for their own car insurance, take a big load off the family. And it's a wonderful thing. Get that book, Wallach Street for Kids, get your kids involved, and it'll be a blessing for you, your family, your church, your temple, your neighborhood, your workmates. It'll be a blessing for everybody. Wallach Street for Kids. It'll blow your mind. Okay, I apologize, but I do have to go. Unless you have a quick question.
Well, I just want to say about the EFAs that I know that I've heard and I've also witnessed that it works from the inside out. Everything
Yes.
does. And so in the hair on our skin, our head, whatever, that's the last part of our body to be repaired because we're working from the inside out. And so more EFAs as you absorb everything into the body, the EFAs help and hair grows back and all the other things.
Okay,
Correct?
now with that said, if you have a hair problem, you have white hair, you're losing your hair, whether you're male or female, in addition to the EFAs and all the other 90 essential nutrients, I'd have you take the hair, skin, and nails. The hair color comes back because hair color loss is not due to aging, it's due to a nutritional deficiency. It's like a red warning light. the hair color will come back and blows people's mind. You're dyeing your hair, you look 25 years younger. No, I'm just taking hair, skin, and nails. You want some?
Mhm. Well, I know my grandson, when he was born C-section, he was having trouble breathing, and we had to pierce the EFAs and put it right into his mouth, and he didn't have that, the wheezing anymore. So
Oh yeah,
Just-
it'll get rid of breathing problems in kids very quickly.
thank you,
Asthma,
Dr.
that kind of stuff. Okay, I do apologize. I have to run. God bless you. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Laura. It's great, great, great. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
evening. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on the call.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you all for coming. Does
Yep.
anybody have any questions? We do have a few minutes left. We usually go until the top of the hour. Does anybody have a question?
I do. I wanted to ask him, but he had to go. Do you happen to know, since he talks about cholesterol being what he wants to call the 91st nutrient, 91st essential nutrient, do you know if by any chance he's ever mentioned if there is a limit to how much cholesterol is considered a good nutrient, or just having cholesterol of any amount is fine by Dr. Wallach? Has he ever talked about the actual amount, as far as you know?
Well, I don't know if Dave can hear or not. I don't see him on the phone unless he's got somebody else's name up there. But Dr. Wallach's talked several times about the Eskimos, is it?
Yeah.
And they eat whale blubber and seal meat and, all that stuff. And theirs is up to, 300, 500 pounds they're not the pounds, I'm sorry.
You mean their number, like on the blood
Yes.
test?
Yes. And
Yeah.
so let me go grab David. And I think Karen's got a question. Let me go grab David.
Okay.
Hey, Laura and Pam. I was just wondering, what kind of makeup do you use? I know Dr. Wallach says nothing with oil in it, and so many of the lip glosses have oil in it, and moisturizers have oil in it. So I'm trying to find something for a moisturizer and a lip gloss, and just thought I would ask, what do you guys use?
Have you checked out the YOUNGEVITY mineral makeup line?
No.
Oh, you should log into your account. Yeah, we have a makeup line
Okay.
that is very toxic free, and it's made. I assume, okay, Dr. Wallach would approve of it because they are very, very health conscious, and I don't know about the oils, but I'm assuming that there's something in there that is approved. So I know Michelle Wallach uses all mineral makeup from the YOUNGEVITY line. Just log into your account and you'll be able to find it.
I will certainly try to do that. I'll call you if I have any trouble.
Absolutely. Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Sure,
Thank
sure, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, did somebody have a question about EFAs?
It was about cholesterol.
Oh,
Well, yeah, no, hi, David. No, I was just asking, I think Pam pretty much answered it. I was just curious about, since Dr. Wallach has recently mentioned that he's considering making cholesterol the 91st essential nutrient, I was wondering, is there perhaps a limit to, since people will be starting to talk about it, is there a limit to how much cholesterol someone should have, or is there really no problem as far as high cholesterol, in other words? Because that's always been the issue, high cholesterol,
Right.
you always hear about that.
well, Doc has said if it's over 300, there could be, it might be a marker that something else is going on, like diabetes or something. But, the Inuit Indians, I believe Pam's already talked about the Eskimos, they have the highest cholesterol, up to 500 or higher. And, they eat nothing but, fat and blubber and meat. They have very little carbs, and they have the least cardiovascular disease in the world.
Okay,
So,
good, fair enough.
Cholesterol is not an issue. I mean, God in his infinite wisdom made us, our bodies make cholesterol, but I don't think it makes enough.
Yeah,
So that's what he gave us eggs for.
yeah. Okay.
So
Good. That's fine. That answers my question. Thank you very much. I'll
You're welcome.
leave it.
now, if your doc says if your cholesterol is less than 220, you are in the danger zone for Alzheimer's. And he says it ranges between 220 and 270 is pretty much normal, but in certain people it can be higher. But again, if it's higher than 300, it could be a marker for us down here, but up there, 500 is like normal.
Okay, interesting. Very good. Thank you. Because I was talking to a friend of mine about that tonight. She was telling me how she increased a little bit of, she added a little fat into her diet, and then it shot up her cholesterol, and but she actually felt good. So that's very interesting. Good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And I think somebody mentioned about the mineral makeup. There's silica, in the, the ingredients. I don't know what the question was exactly, but Ben Fuchs has done a lot of information on makeup and stuff because he used to work for Bonnie Bell. Remember Chapstick?
Mhm.
And he is, really, really good at details in regards to makeup and collagen and stuff like that. So I don't know what the question was when I walked out of the room.
No, it was in regards to whether there are oils in the makeup. And so I simply mentioned about mineral makeup by Youngevity.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if the mineral makeup by Youngevity has oils in it as well, but I know that Michelle Wallach uses them, and they're very toxic free compared to other things on the market. I'm not sure about the oil level.
Well, I'm looking at one of the ingredients right now. It's got mica, titanium dioxide, zinc, caprylic triglyceride, zinc oxide, honeysuckle extract, tocopherol, vitamin E, right? And it's all good stuff. There's no, like, we don't even want to say the other things that we have found in other things. So,
Karen
yeah.
Karen has a question. Here we go.
I missed the name that you were referring to. Could you put that in the chat, perhaps?
The mineral makeup.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the mineral makeup, but you mentioned somebody else.
Oh, Ben Fuchs.
Yeah, I can't make out who you Ben's.
Uh-huh. So Ben Fuchs is a pharmacist.
Ben Fuchs. Oh, Fuchs. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Somebody got it already? Okay.
I see it. Thank you.
All right. So yes, Ben Fuchs, when we first got started in Youngevity, we were listening to Dr. Glidden, Ben Fuchs, Joanne Conaway, every single day. I mean, we were listening to all of the stuff that was recorded and, archived and every day. And Ben Fuchs had a radio show for 1 hour and Dr. Glidden had a show for 2 hours. And we just absorbed ourselves in all that information. And it was, that's where we started. And Laura, of course, helped us out with getting connected with the different people and places. And, so it's been fantastic to be able to know everything through these books that Doc mentioned on the call. If you don't have at least 2 books, to get yourself started, that's what I would do. I would get the Wallach Street for Kids for, children and grandchildren. And I would get the 3 main ones that he says, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I love the Let's Play Doctor and the other, they've got a couple new ones with the oils, if you're concerned about oils and stuff. But all these new ones coming out, they're great too. I got the cookbook and it is fantastic. So I just can't wait to start getting involved with that one, all the gluten-free ones. So I have 2 different cookbooks that Dr. Wallach has in the back office there. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.
Well, how did that
This
happen?
meeting is being recorded.
Because I